All right, I know you've got everything cut out from yesterday, so we're ready to put together our lantern top. It's not going to take long, but there's a few things that you can do to make this even better. But right now, all we're going to do is glue together the top and make sure everything works and is in place. So let's get over to that demo table and let's start putting it together. So here we are. Demo table, and we have everything that we could possibly want right here. We have, these are cut out of tracing paper, and they're just, see-through, how they work like this. These are absolutely great. So we've got 4 of those, and of course we have our 4 pieces that part of the lantern. Now, if we fold these in, you've got to make sure your fold is going in the same direction. So I've got a fold here. We're going to put these together like this, a fold here, a fold here. Where's that fold? On the last one. Have to make sure they're all going in the same direction. Now, that's the important part. Now, once we've got those lined up, we are going to attach our tracing paper. And those are going to form a window here. So that is the first thing we're going to do, is just a little bit of glue around the outside edges. So in order to do that, I just put it around, I just put a little bead all the way around the edge. Now this is going to dry clear. So don't worry if you go over just a little bit, but you just want to make sure everything is covered here. Move it over just a little bit. Nope, that looks really good. And we're going to do that to all 4 of these right away, because we want those to dry before we start putting other stuff together or before we start scoring anything. I like a nice flat surface. Make sure no bubbles. Oh. Move it over just a small amount here. Make sure it's all covered. Okay, 2 more to go. And then we're going to talk about what else we can do with this. A little bit of bead. I guess I better get the top piece fitting first. Go, and then I can just go from side to side and down. I really don't want any bubbles. 3 down, 1 more to go. Okay, almost there. So last one here. Sides. Okay, looking good. Now these are going to look, you won't see this part, you'll see this part when you come through. Now there's a couple of things you can do with this. We're not going to do it for this project, but something you can do is you can add a silhouette of something in behind if that's what you want to do. So if you had some embellishments or just a silhouette of somebody walking through something, I'm just going to take some of our embellishments here. You could actually put a little design in behind so it shows through. So when you put a light, you will see the design showing through. So it's just a matter of what you want to glue on the back end of it to show as a silhouette. Now we don't have any of those, but there is something you can do on your own if you wish to do that. Our big job today is just to make sure everything is going to fit together. So I'm just going to slide these over just a little bit because we want to work on the next piece here. And then once we glue everything, it's going to be tough. So we are going to fold up all of our edges. Another one here. Great. That looks good. Same thing. You're going to do this for all 4 of these. Okay, that looks great. Couple more to go. This is a fairly heavy cardstock that I have here. So sometimes you've got to watch how it's bent. One more here. Hey, that looks great. So one last thing to do here today, and that is, of course, we want to line everything up on these edges. We are going to make a tunnel out of this. So what I want to do is I want to make sure this is going to fit in. So I'm just going to slide them beside each other and get them as close together as possible. And then I'm just going to hold this down. Now the goal here is to get them to match as close as possible. And when you come out on this side, it's going to match evenly here. Now I don't want to take this apart right now. I just want to hold these down. It dries for a second, you'll be able to see that those match on that corner. Great. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing on the next one. Just move those up together. Okay, that looks good there. Just going to hold them down for a second. Now that should match, and it does perfectly. All right, couple more to go. The last one's going to be the toughest, but just a bead on the inside. Pull these away. Push them right up to each other, but not over. To match. This one just doesn't want to move. Yeah, that looks good. Now the toughest one is going to be when we put this all together. Now those all look really nice. All right, last one is we need to put the last piece together. So we want the bead of glue on this side. Let's put the lid on my glue. And then we need to bring this one over. You can see what I'm doing here. And it's really tough because you're going to go inside. Going to do the same thing we did in the others. We want to butt them up as close as possible. I know you can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm just pressing them down on the inside. Now you see where I haven't got it lined up enough here. So because I'm using this particular glue, I can make the movements. Just going to move it up in this direction. I'm just going to hold this down, just flip that up a bit. Okay, you need this to be really dry now before we do the next portion. So tomorrow what we're going to do is we are going to add the roof to it, and you'll see that once you've got everything into place here, it'll square up just nicely, just like that. And then we're going to put the roof on, or actually design the roof parts tomorrow. So I will see you on day 3.